This is the loop template. First step is to trace along the thick dotted lines. Second step is to bend backwards and make mountain folds along those lines. It's best to fold it this way, that way you can see the lines because they're on the outside. It makes it a lot easier when you're attaching them together. Next step is to cut along the thick solid lines. Make sure you reach the dotted line. People sometimes will cut a little too short, and if you don't reach that line, it won't be flexible. It has to be able to move like this first cut does. Next step is to tape all these little tabs together. When you do this, you have to take one tab, overlap it, the one next to it, so that it covers up the dotted pattern. And you want it to be as close to parallel to that far edge as possible, so that it covers up all the dots. Depending on how you cut this line, though, you may have to leave some dots showing, but you should try to make it parallel to that far line over there. That will give you the right angle every time. Now, to hold it in place and tape it is difficult, so what I do is I take a small piece of tape, like this, and I have it angled away from the piece I'm going to tape it to, and then I overlap it, still not touching the far piece, get it lined up, then pinch it down, and then fold it around the other side, like that. And you do that for every one on one side. So I got the tape on there. So I'm going to line up the dotted lines, and you see this time, because of how I cut the line, I'm going to end up leaving a row of those dots because they're parallel to it. If I try to go far enough, I have to go way beyond it to cover up every one of the dots. So I'm just going to end up parallel to that row. Push it down so that it stays, and then fold it around the other side. Do that for one whole side, and then flip it over and do the other side. After you tape one side, it will hold together and hold its shape, but we need to do the other side to make it as strong as possible. When you're finished, you should have a loop that's circular in shape. Now you can either make it in this orientation where it goes in this side and comes out on the left side, or you can just warp it a little bit like this and have it go the other direction. Another thing you can do is stretch it out like this and make it into more of a corkscrew shape.